And then everybody else, Rika, if you could take a screenshot of the attendees now, because everybody else will be responsible to go ahead and go over this information, as it is a new policy rollout, and everybody will be held accountable after this meeting. Alrighty, so first things first, thank you everybody for taking your time to be here and attending this meeting. We're trying to do things so we don't have to waste our gas. You don't have to come out of the comfort of your home, and we can still get the information out there. If it goes well, we'll continue with these kinds of meetings. If it does not, we will revert back to in-person. We just want to give you guys some options and really work with you guys to what's best for you. The first thing that we are going to be going over, I'm going to just jump straight into it. So everybody knows we've been really focusing on improving our attendance, and that's all across the board with front desk, massage therapists, estheticians, as well as your leadership team. So we did come up with an attendance point system, and that kind of keeps everybody held accountable for their attendance, but it also gives an opportunity to reward the people that are here and coming in and picking up shifts and things like that. So I'm going to go over a little bit for you if you guys have questions, as Rika told you guys before, just to make sure to put it in the little chat box, and we will address that at the end. The policy and everything that I'm saying will be posted to Slack as soon as the meeting is over with. So after the meeting's over, give us about 10-15 minutes and we can get that uploaded to Slack so that you can review it as well. We will actually have everybody sign this policy too, so you'll also get another opportunity to look over that in person too. So I do have a little printout. I don't know. Oh, yay! Okay, so Rika is going to share this with you guys so that I don't have to just show you the paper. If you want to scroll up to the top, Miss Rika. I know she's probably trying. I'm going to start it and then you'll see it when she scrolls and figures it out. So basically what this point system is designed to do is to encourage reliable attendance, minimize last minute call outs. Last minute call outs, guys, it really hinders every person in the facility. It doesn't just hinder us, it hinders the clients. Most importantly, when it hinders the clients, it hinders you guys' schedules. That's how you guys get paid, is per client and per service, and people don't like to be interrupted last minute, right? Yes, we do try our best to find coverage and things like that, and I think and appreciate every single one of you guys who have helped out with that. It has been really, really helpful, but we want to minimize that, right? Because that causes stress on everybody, including the person who's picking up, right? That assumed they were going to be off that day. It's also to help support flexibility and business needs, right? So the more we're able to be here, the more flexible we can be with our schedules. If we know for sure that there's these reliable people on the schedule, then we're able to kind of shift things around. But when we know that sometimes this person will be here, sometimes it will not, we're unable to really make schedule accommodations, and that's happened to quite a few people when you need off or you have things planned, or even you're trying to just make a schedule change. It's really hard to do those things when we don't have good attendance. And then also just to promote a positive workplace. Again, it's just to minimize that stress, especially to another example is like when the front desk, we don't check you guys in, you guys check in, and we really hold you guys to that. And it really sucks when we had actually this incident this past weekend where the therapist is not here. We assume you guys are in the back getting ready because we are busy and checking in and out people. And then your client's there, and now we're wondering where you're at and you never showed up, right? And I say you, I just mean in general. It was an incident. If you do know who it is, that is the type of thing that we are trying to avoid. And that is what this policy comes into play. This is going to pertain to full-time, part-time employees. It doesn't matter if you work 1 day a week or you work 7 days a week. This pertains to everybody. And so this is going to be kind of like a point system. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with this point system. I know several companies do utilize it, but that's how we're going to utilize it. The points reset every year. So it's not like you're going to accumulate over and over and over again. It does reset annually, and that's going to reset on January 1st. I know we're starting right now, so it will only start right now for you guys, right? So we're not going to backtrack anything that's happened prior to this date, but as of right now, it will start your accumulation process, and then in January 1st, it will be, we will go ahead and reset that point. And again, for new hires, I know we have quite a few new hires. For new hires, it's going to start at the point that you start at. Of course, we cannot have points for times you're not here, right? So the point that you start at is kind of how that's going to go. Let's see here. So how the points are going to go. Thank you. So for tardiness, so yeah, well, I guess you could scroll down a little bit. So there's a couple of different point ranges, right? So I'm going to go through how you accumulate points, and then I'm going to go through where those points matter and how they take effect. So tardiness, you're going to earn a third of the point. We know sometimes things happen and things like that. Please communicate with us, guys. That is really the most important part, is communication. And unfortunately, we don't have a ton of it, which is why we're kind of having this policy. So tardiness will accumulate 1/3 of a point. So 3 times equals a point. So we're trying to give some leniency with that because we know things happen, but we really want you guys to be on time. That is how we're going to succeed. Unscheduled absences is a call-in. So meaning just you're calling out for the day for whatever the case may be, you get 1 point. Unexcused absence. So for instance, it's the same, it's a call out, but if you call out and you, for instance, you injured yourself, you went to the doctor, you're bringing a doctor's note, that's an excuse absence. So it would only get 1 point, not 2 points. If you leave, we don't have a ton of this problem, but we have seen it a couple of times where people leave early without contacting a manager. And everybody should know that it is 35 minutes before 35 minutes after the hour you can leave. So you can leave at 8:35. And that's because we get walk-ins and members are able to book a 30-minute session. If you are not booked at the 34 mark, you are more than welcome to leave, but you should not be walking out before then. And it's not the front desk job to try to hold you hostage or try to tell you what the rules are. At this point, they're just going to mark it and you will accumulate points for that. That will be two points for that. No shows, absence without notice, meaning you didn't call anybody, you just didn't show up. We actually had to reach out to you because you didn't say anything. That's 3 points per occurrence. Okay. You can also, let's go a little bit back. You can also earn points back. So we understand things happen. So we want to give you guys the opportunity to help make that up as well. So when you pick up shifts, so for instance, I know a couple of you have helped us out with that. Pam, I want to recognize you. We really appreciate all the help that you do with really picking up those scheduled hours. It helps out so much. So with that, you get a point. You get a point back. So you get a point removed. So you don't have to worry about that. So say you call out, but I'm calling out this day, this is going on, I need to do this, but I can pick up and lose Saturday or Thursday or whatever the case may be, depending on your schedule. You can earn points back. Some exceptional circumstances is if you do have an emergency. Of course, we're not holding you to everybody has to be perfect and everybody's perfect all the time. We understand things happen. So if you do have something happen that it was completely out of your control, you can come talk to myself, Rika, or Myra. And we can, now I'm not saying this is guaranteed, it is circumstantial. But for those types of emergencies, we won't give you points for those circumstances. But again, that comes with communication, right? That's what we really want to build in is communication. On the other side of that, we do have some people that just don't call out and they just show up all the time, and we love that, absolutely. And so what we're going to start doing is every 6 months you get a little $25 bonus when you're not calling out. So we want to reward you for coming in and doing the scheduled shifts that, mind you guys, we all came up with together, right? We sit in this office, everybody sat in this very office or their friends at office and came up with the schedule that you have currently. So that we want to reward you for that as well. So the accumulation of the points, right? So this is where that point system comes in and how they can add up and the disciplinary actions that will happen with that. So 5 to 8 points is going to be a warning. This is a formal warning where myself, Rika and Myra, one of us or Jennifer or Aaron will come to you and have a written warning, and you will have to sign it. Okay. And these are just, now we're not going to come to you every point you get or everything we get. We are documenting these incidences. You know the incidences that you have, so it is your responsibility to keep track. So at these points is when we will come and talk to you, right? We may tell you, hey, you're getting close, hey, we're doing this, but that is not something that will continuously happen or regularly happen. So I really want you guys to be able to keep track of this as well. So again, 5 to 8 points, you'll get that warning notice. 9 to 11 points is a final warning, right? You're getting up to 12 points, and nobody should have to do 12 points. I'm just going to be straightforward with you right now. Nobody should be at the 12-point mark. It's very unfortunate, but sometimes we do have that happen. And at that point, it causes a lot of stress for everybody, including your peers, right? Your coworkers. It causes stress for them too, because it messes up other people's schedules, right? You have 3 couples scheduled for that day, and guess what? Now we have to cancel them because we don't have another person, and that other therapist doesn't get paid either because we had to waive all those fees because we had to call out, and it's still on us. Right. So we're really trying to make this just a better environment for everybody. So the final warning is a final written warning, and basically you can get a corrective action. So it's a write-up. At 12 plus points, it is possible termination. Now, I do want to say that it's not guaranteed you will be terminated. And the reason I say that is because if you did have an emergency or something like that, that is documented that you're able to let us know about, that is something completely different. But if you racked up 12 points, there's been no communication, and you're just coming in late all the time, leaving early all the time, calling out, and not really giving any type of communication, you will be terminated for that. We don't want to have to come to that, so please keep in communication. I know I've said it like 50 million times, but that's really key, is communication. What your responsibilities are is just to arrive on time and ready to work, right? For therapists, all of you guys, as you know, that means 30 minutes early. That doesn't mean show up 5 minutes to your shift. That doesn't mean show up 10 minutes to your shift. What this does is help, and everybody has gone through certain things with, if somebody picks up a shift and you have the same rooms or things like that, we can get this situated prior to somebody already setting up a room, and then you came in 5 minutes late and now you need a room, right? If everybody shows up on time, we're able to communicate that right in the beginning of the shift and have a smooth transition throughout the day. Again, I said it 50 million times, I'll say it again. Next is communication, right? Notify your supervisors, notify Aaron, Jennifer, myself, Rico, or Myra if you're running late or something's going on. Please notify us, and please notify us in advance, right? Most of us know if we're getting sick or we're feeling under the weather. You start to feel that, right? It may not be like, oh, you're dying, but just, hey, I just want to let you know I'm not feeling good. Like, my throat's a little scratchy. I feel under the weather. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm keeping you posted, right? That way we're an understanding. We know what's going on. So that way, if the next day you woke up and you feel like total like boo-boo, you can let us know that, and it's not a complete surprise. We can already have those processes in motion, especially with the front desk and your clients. Next is documentation, right? So if you're going to be out and you would like that to be an excused absence, we do need documentation for that. So bring that in when you do come in. Oh, I was going to try to scroll up. Our responsibilities as the management team, it's fair enforcement, right? No favoritism, guys. Everybody is held to this policy and procedure. So unfortunately, no matter how close you are to maybe one of the leadership teams or anybody, it doesn't matter how long you've been here. Seniority is not a thing. We need you guys here. If you're not here, then we can't grow. You can't grow. We can't grow. Your clients are being the ones suffering. And that's what we have to come from a point of, is looking at client perspective, because that's how every single one of us individuals grow here. Supportive environment. If there is something that you think like you have feedback or something, please let us know. We're always open to feedback. I've talked to many of you several times. If you have ideas or something that we can help support you in a better way, if you think that'll be easier for us to do one thing or another, please let us know. We're open to hearing that. We want to make this as smooth as possible for you guys. So if you do have something, let us know. Even right now, if you have something that comes to mind, type it in the group chat, so that way we can go over that. We really want to hear from you guys. And then also confidentiality. So your points are not posted. We're not going to be talking about them. It's honestly, your points are your points. We do want you to be held accountable for them, but we also want you to be aware of them, but we're not going to be broadcasting that information. You are able to appeal points. So I know that we've grown our leadership team to quite a few people. So if you do think that you gained a point or something happened that you are not in agreement with, you can appeal that, right? So all you have to do is let us know in writing that you don't, for XYZ, you were out and this is what happened, right? And then we can review that and let you guys know it's going to stick because of this, or it's not, or you know what, I completely understand and remove that. We know we're all human. Sometimes we forget, things happen, but that's not a common occurrence, right? Next thing is we do review this policy. So again, we want to hear from you guys, right? So after we have this meeting, we also have a managers meeting. We try to have them every single week. So we can review these policies and procedures so that way we can alter them if needed to better you guys, right? We want this to be fair. And if something is unfair, doesn't sit right with you guys, please let us know, because we want to make this easier for everybody. This policy is not put into place just to have another policy. It's really to help the team, because as I said, one call out really does affect the entire staff, right? And it affects the front desk, it affects your peers, it affects us, it affects the clients, it affects the business, right? It's a trickle effect. And so we just really want to be supportive of each other and create like a team environment. And that's how we do that. Exceptional circumstances, of course, we went over that. There's emergencies, please let us know. We, of course, those are things that do happen, and we understand we're all human and we do have lives. And then non-retaliation, right? For legitimate leave of absence. If you do report it, the key thing again, guys, I know it's a lot of redundancy, but it's communication. If you're communicating when something's going on, that is completely understandable. But we can't have you guys walking in 5 minutes before your client's supposed to be here, right? That's not a good thing. We can't be calling you guys and being like, hey, what's going on? Where are you at? And we don't want you guys calling out an hour before your shift, right? Because clients are on their way. Some people drive. I know a couple of you therapists have a couple of clients that drive over an hour just to come see you guys because they prefer you and they prefer this location or the Friendswood location, and they're taking time out of their day to do that. So if we're gonna have to cancel or move them around, we want to give them as much notice as possible. And an hour is not cutting it, guys. So that is like one of the main things that we want to go over today, is that attendance policy. That is the only new policy that is being rolled out. But I do want you guys to review that on your own time. I did kind of read it almost word for word. However, I do want you to review it. I do want you to understand it. So if you do have questions after you do review that policy, please bring it to our attention. Come to me, come to Rika, come to Aaron, Jennifer, and we can go over that with you. We actually had a meeting prior to this to make sure that all of us thoroughly understood exactly what we need to present and what we need to go over. So if you guys did come to any of us, we can answer you directly there, okay? So I'm going to move on to the next thing. Again, we're going to go back and we're going to read the comments all afterwards. I do see a little dot there, so I know that means that somebody typed there. So we will go back and be reviewing all of them. I just don't want you guys to think that those are being ignored. But the next thing that we want to talk about is just some engagement, right? So as you guys know, all of this post and how this meeting was presented was through Slack. We really didn't send it out through a text message. We'd let you guys know through text messages that there was a meeting in Slack. But we want you guys to be on Slack. We don't want to have to be texting your phones. And I know you all have been aware of, you're in the group message and some people are talking to each other, it has nothing to do with you, and your phone's just ding, 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 and that's not something that you want to do, right? You may be eating dinner, you may be taking a shower, you may be using the restroom, you don't know what you're doing, and it's really not fun for everybody. We want you guys to stay informed, but we want to be respectful of your time, and how we do that is through Slack. There's a couple of things that we're going to do to start pushing more engagement on Slack. One of them is we're going to do monthly challenges. And so we do want to hear feedback. So this is, again, another moment that we want you guys to type in the chat. What are some prizes that you guys want to win? I know we do a bunch of gift cards. We do things like that. But what do you guys like? Do you want to get movie tickets? Like, do you want to do gift cards to like maybe to golf? Do you want just different things? You know, I'm like, I don't know. Everybody like bowling, right? Main event, things like that. What do you guys want? prizes to be. We want to hear from you guys. The more engaged you are in telling us what you want, what are things that you would work for, those are the things that we can go out and get for you guys instead of doing the same things every month. And we're going to try to do some different challenges. They're not going to be just elevations. I know we focus on a lot on elevations, but I feel like we're going to do a couple of different challenges coming up. We've been talking about that, but we want to hear from you guys as well. Or what are things that you guys want to be challenged on? What are things that you want us to focus a little bit more on? We're going to do some polls in Slack coming up to regulate that. So I want you guys all to be involved, because if you don't get to vote, then when the prizes come, none of the stuff that you want is going to be in there, right? We want all of you guys to want what's in there. And maybe it may not be yours this month, but it may be next month, right? And how we do that is through engagement. We have to hear from you guys. If we don't hear from you guys, we don't know. And we're just plugging things in and thinking like, yes, they want this. Yes, they want that. No, they don't like that. So we want to hear from you guys. And that's how we're going to do that, just staying active on there. And how you'll know if you win these prizes or how far you're into the competition, and we're going to give updates and things like that. That's all going to be through Slack. So we really want you guys to look at that. Also, where to pick up the prizes, how to get them, all of that is going to be through Slack. So if you're not in Slack, you will not know none of that. All the meetings are going to be in Slack, things like that. Let's see here. So the next thing that I want to talk about, something that we kind of chatted about on our last managers meeting, was one thing that we want to do is kind of start getting together. Now nothing's mandatory, right? This is not mandatory. This is just something that we want to do to boost team morale and team engagement. We want to start doing like a team outing once a month, right? We want to go to just different places, hang out, have a good time. And we want to do like, again, different places. We can go out to eat. We can go do an activity. Like I know the rodeo's coming up right now. Maybe that's something that we do. I keep saying Topgolf because I like Topgolf, right? So like maybe Topgolf is something that we do. Bowling is something that we do. Maybe like a winery. There's a bunch of different outings that we can do. Painting with a twist is another one. Like just different outings like that. We want to start planning those in advance, once a month, so that everybody has time to plan that. But that way we can get outside of the retreat and get to know each other outside of a workplace. It's really different when you have a bond with your coworkers that is outside versus inside. Here we have a work cap bond. We're in work mode. We know we got a job to do. You're our therapist. You're about to go get a client. We have to go talk to clients in the front. So we have this face on. We're like, go, go, go. But there we could just relax, have conversations, lean on each other a little bit and get a better understanding of one another. And with that being said, we're going to do some polls in Slack. Again, engagement, right? We want you guys to be in Slack. So with that, we're going to put some ideas on Slack, and we want you guys to vote so that way we can start planning that out. I would like to get that planned out at least for the next 6 months or so that way we can plan the dates and that everybody has time to plan that around that. Because I would love to attend. I know Aaron wanted to attend. I know me and Alyssa talked a little bit about it. So I think it'd be a really good, fun thing to do. But again, Slack engagement, right? We got to be in Slack. So that way we can have these plannings. I don't want to be blowing up people's phones all through the night, right? And then some people are night owls, right? We have some night owls in here, and they like to text at like 11 o'clock at night, and people are in bed by then. So we can look at that in the morning on Slack, right? So again, it's just like respecting of everybody's time, and we want to make sure it's more convenient to you guys. Again, at that point, please start typing in. I don't know if I haven't opened it or anything, but please put your ideas in there. We want to hear from you guys. If you don't say anything, we're never going to know. We can't make things better if you don't talk to us. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is something else that we're going to be rolling out. It's called Work It Wednesdays. And Miss Rika is actually going to be the one going over that. She is actually going to be the one teaching that. And I'm really excited for this chapter, and I think it's going to be really great. You ready, Miss Rika?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
So on Work It Wednesdays, what we're going to do is try to boost your skills, elevate your client satisfaction, help with any challenges that you're having with your metrics, with your monthly insights when you either meet with me or with Myra. And so weekly on Wednesday from 12 to 2, I'll be in a retreat. So I'll either be at Friendswood or at Baybrook, and you will know the dates because that will be put up in Slack. I'll hold sessions, and we're going to do a lot of different things like improv. Maybe you're challenged by talking to your client. Maybe you're challenged by uh, learning how to get them to elevate. Maybe you're challenged by uh, just feeling like you're a really good therapist. I mean, a lot of therapists have problems talking to their clients. We want to try to get through that. It will be mandatory to attend. If you have a pink monthly insight, you will have to attend at least one of those a month. And with 3 consecutive pink slips and you don't do a session, management can write you up. Okay, so if you got 3 consecutive months where you did not attend one of these sessions, um, and you were told that you needed to, then you can be written up. I wanted to make it very flexible, so I made it every Wednesday, and you can decide how and when you do that. And our numbers are not that high on our monthly insights. They seem high, but really they are not. They're just a baseline. They're not even enough to get you to be a tiered therapist. We just want these baseline things. I know people say that it's harder sometimes to get conversions and not harder at other times to get conversions. That's okay too. If you're having problems with conversions, it happens like that. It variables on the month. But if you show up to the Work It Wednesday, that shows that you're there to participate. And you just being there with another therapist helps them loosen up, and maybe they can get better at their job too, because you may be a seasoned therapist and know more about massage therapy, and we can talk about that too. So I feel like this is about our commitment to supporting you. We want to continue to work with you and work together to help you reach all of these shared goals faster. Because as we get more and more into our goals and hit those metrics that we need to hit, we all get to benefit from that. Our prizes go up, our incentives go up, the way we can get help in our back area goes up. We really need to hit all of our metrics so that we can thrive as retreats together. And it's individual responsibility. We have to adhere to our own individual responsibility to help us as a group. It's not just the people that are participating, it's the people that don't want to participate that cause us to go down. And so I beseech you out there, if you're a person that's pulling away from us, come back and get together with us. Let us help things. I know in the past that maybe you felt like you were alone in this game called massage therapy, but you are not. There are so many therapists here now that really want to do massage therapy, that really have a passion for it. And if you're starting to lose some of that, let us help you get reinvested in it and feel like you really matter as a therapist, because you do. You matter to us. And in the long run, if you don't participate in these, you're telling us that you don't want to participate with us. So please let me see you on a Wednesday. Let's work it. Let's get it done together. And if you have any questions or you can't make it on that Wednesday, that's another thing, because you're going to get a paper about this at the end. I'm going to load it up inside. If you cannot make it on that Wednesday, if you text me, I will meet you. I'll come in, and work with you on a one-on-one session in another time, but you just need to come in and let me know. Wednesday is going to be like my office hours, like for a teacher, office hours. But if you need some special attention and you don't know what's going on, maybe you need to just work through some things, let me know. I want to be here for you for that. And this brings us to our next session of why it's so important to present these type of professionalism as far as our services. And I'm going to go to hit with Jennifer about our reviews.
Hi, everybody. So I just really want to go over real quick how important it is about our reviews. The thing is when you go purchase something online from, say, Amazon, you look at the reviews before you purchase to make sure to see if Other people have had problems. It's the same thing with us. They're going to look online at our Google, our Yelp, all these reviews. They want to ensure that when they show up to our establishment, that it's a place that they're going to want to be. If other people's are liking our reviews, guess what? They're going to want to try it. If not, if we don't push out our reviews, and this is how important it is for everybody at the front desk as well as our massage therapist to let them know, hey, if we gave you a really great session, it'd be great if you could just leave us a review on Google, on Yelp. Front desk is already sending out text messages. We already ask for reviews constantly, letting them know we're sending them to them. They're starting to come in and we are getting amazing reviews, but we have to keep it up. We have to make it strong. Our Google review right now is really strong, but we need to push on Yelp as well. So let your clients know, because that's the way that we're going to introduce you to the world. People are going to look at those. I've had multiple people come in and be like, hey, I saw this review about Judith. Hey, I saw this review about Kaylee. Hey, I saw this review about this therapist, that therapist. Multiple have come to me over the years that I've been here with y'all, telling me about how they heard about y'all through Google or through Yelp, and that's why they came to see y'all. So it's very important for you to let your clients know, hey, if you really enjoyed your session, go ahead and give me a shout out on Google, on Yelp, whatever they're on. Just put us out there, because that'll drag in more for y'all, because they're not coming to see me. I mean, some people like me, but they're really coming for y'all. They want y'all. They're not coming for me. You know what I mean? They're coming to get fixed because funny, Rika. But you know what I mean? They're there for y'all. They want y'all's attention. They want y'all to fix them. They want to hear how Judith gave this amazing massage and put me to sleep. Can you put me to sleep? I want to go to sleep too. You know what I mean? Alyssa, oh my God, I had a creak in my neck and she just rubbed it right out of there, like with no problems. Can I see Alyssa, because my neck is hurting? You know what I mean? So I mean, the Google reviews are very, very important for all of us to make sure that we get our names out there and all of our therapists out there, because we want them to know how great y'all are. And it comes from not only us, but from y'all as well. So it's very important for y'all to be able to put in and just mention it at the end of your shift. Hey, if you really enjoyed your shift, you can go ahead, or your session, you can go ahead and, leave me a review online. The front desk can actually send you a link if you'd like, and it's really that simple. And they do it. I have multiple 5-star reviews, even alone from Beverly, and she's brand new with us. And I've had multiple of those 5-star reviews. So I know that each and every one of you, I get them in from everybody. I've gotten them from Daria, Crystal. I've gotten them from and I'm only speaking from Friendswood at this point, because I haven't been at Baybrook in quite a while, guys, and I'm sorry, I miss y'all, I really do. But from Friendswood's point, I'm telling you, they come in, they're consistent. But I know that even before, I know that Erin has mentioned how she has seen those reviews from Baybrook. So we've talked over the phone multiple times. It comes in handy. It really does. And it puts y'all out there for them to come looking for you, opposed to them trying the closest location or going to Bergamos or Hand and Stone or our other competitors, Massage Envy. We don't want them over there. We want them with us. I've had a client today said she came in from Massage Envy. She loved her session. She had Miss Jen, one of our newest therapists. She signed up for a membership. Real quick, a 12-month right then and there, So, I mean, it's always about what they're looking at. So we just have to keep on it. Just mention yourself, because guess what? You're your best advertisement. It's you. I love all of y'all. I'm going to hand it over to the next person.
So quickly, just to piggyback on those reviews, I think everything that Jennifer said is 100% true. And as Jennifer was stating, a big thing, guys, is that's a bit like you guys grow your clientele based off of reviews and referrals. I don't know how many times that we've heard it in the front of when we always ask, what brought you in? Like, how'd you hear about us, right? That is a common question that we do. And there's so many people that say, because I saw your reviews were good. And what keeps them from going to, honestly, Victory Lakes down the street, right? Because our reviews are better, right? What keeps them from going across the street to Hand and Stone or Envy because their reviews are better, right? And we push them constantly because we have amazing therapists, but we need to tell the world about it. And that's how we tell the world about it. And so even if you, I'm going to be very straightforward, even if you have your partner, your friends, if they know you're a great massage therapist, have them post a review with your name on it. Because guess what? When they call, that's how you see those requests, guys. All of you guys have seen it where there's a brand new client on your schedule. You've never heard of their name in your entire life. And then they're requesting, like, how did I do that? Oh, because they saw your name on a review. That's how you grow. That's how you're going to grow. And it's super important to have your name out there. That was it. I just needed a little touch. Miss Myra, you there? I saw her name pop up here like 3 times. Maybe she's having some technical difficulties.
Is this it on the meeting right here? And is there another page maybe?
She's
No.
here. There you go.
There you is.
There she is.
Awesome. All righty. I'm muted.
Okay. Okay, so hi everyone. I'm dropping stuff, sorry. So I'm in charge of the celebration, the fun part. So since this is a new year, we're gonna be starting our birthday celebrations. So we're gonna have our January and February birthdays on this Saturday. We're gonna get cupcakes for all of the birthday people and for whoever that is working on those days. So since we're running like a little behind, we're gonna do these 2 months together. But then on March, we're gonna try to do the third. It's gonna be the third Saturday of each month when we're gonna bring like cupcakes, where we can bring cake, or you can post your requests as well. Post ideas like what would you like to have to celebrate for these special occasions
On Slack.
on Slack. On Slack. So I guess the next person is after me, Miss Erin. I'm muting myself.
Awesome. All right, Miss Erin is next, and we're just kind of wrapping it up, guys. Now we're gonna go over the questions and the comments in the little chat box. Miss Erin's gonna read through those and answer them, and then we're gonna and then we'll conclude the meeting for tonight. And I really appreciate all of your time, and thank you so much for taking the time to go ahead and join our meeting today. So I'm gonna hand it over to Miss Erin, and then we'll let you guys go shortly.
Okay, guys, there really wasn't many questions. The first question.
Okay, hold on. Let me type some in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, what? Just that, what happens if you get sick the day of was the first question. So that would be, an excuse unless you go and get a doctor's note, obviously. So that would change it from 2 to 1. So that's how that would work. And then
So again, to touch base on that, guys, when you're starting to feel under the weather, right? I know that there are certain circumstances where it is certain last minute, but that shouldn't be a consistent thing, right? We're all adults here, and we all know our bodies, and we know how we typically feel. And you usually start to feel something going on, and that's when we want you to let us know, like, hey, I don't feel the greatest, but I'm good to come in, but I just want to let you know just in case, right? That's a communication. If you're communicating, that's a different story. But if you just call us and you're supposed to be here at 9 a.m. and you call us at 8:55, that's an unexcused, right? So we need communication. And as Erin said, when you bring in that doctor, if you're really that sick, you should be going to the doctor. You shouldn't be suffering, guys. I know you're not going to go to the doctor for every single little thing, but that again starts with that communication.
And the next question was just asked if for work at Wednesday, what if they're working during that time from 12 to 2? And I know Rika kind of addressed it, that if she needed, some one-on-one time on a different day, or, she's willing to, change that around if she needs to. So I believe that's kind of where we would go with that, with the communication, letting people know that, you're working and you're not able to make it to that work at Wednesday from 12 to 2.
And with that being said, guys, I know we have our estheticians on here as well. These these Work It Wednesdays are not just for massage therapists. They're literally for every single therapist, right? This is professional development. We are focusing on technique in some of them, but we're also gearing it towards learning how to build that clientele, maybe product sales, maybe learning how to read book. There are a lot of different things that we're going to go over. So it's for every single person. I just want to make that super clear.
And the only other thing was Kaylee had a suggestion for a free pen or a water bottle as a gift. I'm like, I need to strive higher for that one.
For reviews, did I not
Or
finish
for
typing?
reviews. Oh, okay, you didn't finish typing.
My
You
bad.
said
Yeah.
for gift. Yeah, you didn't finish the review part.
Sorry.
I didn't see
I
that.
had a doctor's office that I used to go to, and they had like a ton of reviews all the time. But it's because in the checkout process, you got to get like a nice pen or get a water bottle or get a tote bag, obviously branded with the doctor's information
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So that's what drove having so many reviews. So
Idea.
that was
I
just
think
a
it's a great
suggestion that I
idea.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she told me here when I was on mute, and I was like, let me check that in there because this meeting is recorded and we have a document afterwards. So I was like, let me put that in there because we need reminders. And I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Awesome. Is there anything anybody else would like to address or talk about at this moment?
Oh, I do have one thing.
Yes, ma'am. Kaylee has one thing.
So this is more of like a personal thing as far as so you know, like I only use the oil because I'm allergic to the lotion. The other day I had a regular client of mine that she specifically requested lotion because the oil broke her back out.
Yeah.
And is there a way to get a massage gel? Because she's like, as long as
You don't have gel.
but can we ask about it?
I can
or
ask about
something?
it, but I just don't want to give false hope. And typically, I'm going to be very honest. It's most
Mhm.
likely going to be a no. But I will escalate that and ask the question.
Yeah.
But I can almost guarantee it probably won't happen.
Because like the other thing, I don't know if it'll make them think any differently, but some people have nut allergies, and I know that we use the massage oil for specific, like with the cups and stuff.
Correct.
So if someone has a nut allergy, they likely can't use the cups because of that. So having a massage gel would be a good alternative for those people as well.
I agree, but I do feel, just to answer that question, that's not a large portion of our clients. I know a lot of people do have nut allergy, but we haven't really come across that with our cupping clients. And cupping is such a small portion of clients, so it doesn't really affect. For you, it's a little different because you're a special circumstance, but that's why we prefer, we do use lotion that is hyperallergenic, so that way nobody does get any reaction to that. But with the oil, that is special circumstance because of your skin. And so it's a little different with you. I can definitely ask that question to clarify, but we've escalated this question
We'll hope
before,
for
and I'm
it.
just letting you know what will come back. Any other questions? Okay, guys. Well, I think that is a wrap for today. Again, I appreciate all of you guys taking the time out of your day to log on with us here. I think this was a good success. I hope that you guys enjoyed doing it via Zoom instead of in person, right? I know it was a little different in the time. I'm so sorry about that. But other than that, thank you guys again for your time, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.